The New York Liberty's significant acquisition of MEESSEMAN represents a major roster enhancement that raises questions about rotation management alongside existing frontcourt stars Brianna, Stewart, and Jonquel Jones. This addition creates depth concerns regarding minute distribution among elite-level players competing for similar positions. Reports suggest MEESSEMAN specifically targeted major metropolitan markets for her next destination, making New York an obvious choice regardless of other potential suitors. This preference may have eliminated other franchises from serious contention before negotiations began, indicating the acquisition reflected player preference rather than organizational failure by competing teams. The Liberty's successful pursuit demonstrates exceptional front office management and salary cap navigation. Their strategic approach to contract structuring and player development created the financial flexibility necessary for such acquisitions.
For the cap's sake. So if you look at the Liberty's cap situation, you'll be able to see that it's very team friendly. I mean, this is what Fibic is making. It must have been when she was overseas that they, playing in Eurobasket or whatever. Then you have Stewart and UNESCO and Cloud on good team friendly deals, relatively speaking, not even making the quote unquote super max. And then you have Lainey Hamilton, whose contract is suspended at $185K.
The organization's handling of previous additions, particularly Leonie Fibic's successful integration and immediate contributions, established a foundation for attracting additional talent. General Manager Jonathan Kolb has effectively managed contractual obligations while maintaining competitive roster construction. Several factors contributed to their favorable cap position, including Lainey Hamilton's suspended contract following her unrivaled league injury. This suspension, with compensation handled by the alternative league, provided crucial cap relief for additional signings. Current salary structures reveal the Liberty's strategic planning. Key players like Stewart, Ionescu, and Cloud operate under team-friendly agreements below maximum contract thresholds.
And you have Lainey Hamilton, whose contract is suspended at $185K. So basically almost another max deal, which gave them the room to operate. And then you got a great deal on like Johannes, as you see there. So just well-run cap by the New York Liberty. Not to mention, on top of that, they're able to make some moves because they had a big contract suspended. So you take those into consideration. Here's another look at their why they were able to make it happen. Rookie contract, Bet Mins.
Fibic's international compensation history allowed for favorable domestic terms, while Hamilton's suspended $185,000 deal created nearly maximum contract space for maneuvering. Additional roster spots feature cost-effective agreements, including Jonquel Jones's reasonable contract terms. This comprehensive approach to salary management enabled the MEESSEMAN acquisition while maintaining roster balance and future flexibility. International scouting represents an underutilized resource across WNBA franchises, including Indiana. While cross-pollination exists through players competing in both domestic and overseas leagues, systematic evaluation of international talent remains inconsistent. Successful examples like Golden State's Setu Sabely signing demonstrate potential rewards for proactive international recruitment.
Rookie contract, Bet Mins, and then, players not into that supermax territory. Now, when it goes to a team like the Fever, and this goes for really every WNBA team, could they be scouting better internationally? Perhaps so. I think that's an untapped market for the WNBA in a sense. Now, in one way, it's strange because so many players play in the WNBA and play overseas. So there's that cross-pollination where you're familiar. It's not as if MEESSEMAN necessarily needed to be scouted other than perhaps what
Indiana faces criticism regarding their roster construction and international scouting efforts. However, blame directed toward players like Brianna Turner appears misplaced given her minimal financial impact. Every franchise maintains bench players with limited contributions, and Turner's near minimum salary doesn't create significant cap restrictions. The Fever's primary financial burden stems from Katie Lou Samuelson's dead money obligation. This $106,000 commitment represents unavoidable cap space that limits immediate maneuvering options. Looking ahead to 2026, Indiana's cap situation improves dramatically with only Boston Clark and minimal additional commitments projected.
Be scouted other than perhaps what she's done lately, but in general. And then there are the examples of teams like the Mercury, the Valkyries, making smart international signings, like Salon for the Valkyries, big time, great signing, right? That's the kind of move maybe the Fever should have made. As far as Indiana goes, though, I see a lot of blame being placed on Brianna Turner, and I think that's misplaced. Not that she's offering anything. She ain't done nothing. I ain't saying otherwise. But every team has bench warmers.
Indiana did pursue free agent additions, including Natasha Howard signing as a prominent available player. While results have been mixed, her recent performances show improvement. Dana Evans's brief tenure created complications, but her departure freed resources for potential mid-season additions. The organization currently operates with 11 roster spots, providing flexibility for additional signings without requiring cuts. Turner's veteran minimum contract doesn't justify the attention directed toward her situation, especially when roster spots remain available for improvements. Approaching free agency creates opportunities given the widespread player movement expected after this season.
I ain't saying otherwise. But every team has bench warmers, and every team has players who aren't contributing. The real problem with the Fever's cap situation going into the year was the dead cap of Katie Lou Samuelson. Katie Lou said, this is 2026, by the way. Look at this. They got almost nobody on the cap, which we'll get to in a second. Just Boston, Clark, and Timpson. But in 2025, it's a little bit different because you have dead cap, which is going to come off. That is owed to Katie Lou Samuelson. Look at that, $106,000. Dead cap.
Nearly every league player will reach unrestricted status, assuming collective bargaining negotiations conclude successfully. This market fluidity benefits franchises with available cap space. Players of Nafisa Collier's caliber represent ideal targets for Indiana's roster needs. While landing such talent remains uncertain, the availability of numerous quality players provides multiple pathways for improvement. The Fever's financial position should enable competitive offers when the market opens. The 2026 offseason may represent the optimal window for constructing elite rosters, as cap situations across the league reset and player movement reaches unprecedented levels.
You have dead cap, which is going to come off. That is owed to Katie Lou Samuelson. Look at that, $106,000. Dead cap. Now, the Fever did make signings. They did. I mean, they signed Natasha Howard. You can think what you want about it. She was one of the bigger free agents on the market. Mixed results so far, I would say. She's played better as of late. They signed DeWanna Bonner. That obviously blew up in everybody's face, but her leaving is the reason they have money now, which is why I would expect that cap space that you see there to be utilized soon to add a 12th player to the roster. Brianna Turner is making just over.
New York currently occupies the super team designation, but financial dynamics could shift dramatically following widespread free agency. The upcoming Liberty Fever matchup occurs without both MEESSEMAN and Caitlin Clark. Visa processing will likely prevent MEESSEMAN's immediate availability, while Clark's injury status continues affecting Indiana's competitive prospects. This absence underscores the franchise's dependence on their star players' health for postseason success. Clark's availability remains the determining factor for Indiana's seasonal outcomes. While organizational improvements in scouting and roster construction merit discussion, no strategic adjustments can compensate for losing their primary offensive catalyst during crucial games.
12th player to the roster. Brianna Turner is making just over a veteran's minimum. She is not the reason for the Fever being in any sort of financial straits or issue or cap situation. And the reason, I keep saying why they cut Brianna Turner, they only have 11 players. They ain't going to cut somebody unless they need to cut somebody to sign somebody. They have an extra roster spot to maneuver with. So I just think a lot of energy is being wasted on Brianna Turner's situation for whatever reason, when you can go across the league and there are players who aren't playing that many.
Criticism regarding missed opportunities must include constructive alternatives rather than general complaints. MEESSEMAN represented the primary available upgrade target, and few comparable options existed in the current market. Previous acquisitions like A.R. McDonald demonstrate that contributing players remain obtainable through proper evaluation. Future personnel decisions require evaluation based on actual implementation rather than hypothetical scenarios. The organization's response to current limitations and utilization of available resources will determine whether criticism proves justified or premature. The Liberty's success reflects long-term planning and strategic cap management rather than purely fortunate circumstances.
What exactly are the WNBA players owed? Based on tonight, folks, tonight was an opportunity, especially amid CBA negotiations, to really showcase what this league is about. what this league has at its disposal, the talent within this league. Tonight was the night they really could have showed the world something. But what did they do? A, they showed them that they're spoiled. And B, they made a mockery.
Their systematic approach to contract negotiations and player development created conditions enabling high-profile acquisitions while maintaining competitive balance. Market dynamics favor established contenders with existing infrastructure and proven track records. New York's metropolitan appeal, organizational stability, and championship potential create advantages in recruiting elite talent seeking immediate success opportunities. Indiana's path forward requires patience while building sustainable competitive advantages. Their current cap limitations and roster construction reflect previous decisions rather than fundamental organizational failures. Future flexibility provides opportunities for significant improvements once financial restrictions diminish.
Mockery out of the All-Star game. Last year, if you guys remember, Team USA versus the All-Star team, it was a fairly competitive game. We saw the All-Star team play well, play hard. We saw the Olympic team play well, play hard. They were full court pressing Caitlin Clark. We got assists from CC to Angel, from CC to AB. We got basketball last year, competitive basketball at that, entertaining basketball at that. This year, it was a three-point contest.
The acquisition demonstrates how proper salary cap management enables continued roster enhancement even for successful franchises. This principle applies across professional sports, where sustained excellence requires balancing immediate competitive needs with long-term financial sustainability. The theory that all publicity benefits organizations faced examination during the recent WNBA All-Star event. Players appeared wearing "Pay Us What You Owe Us" apparel, with athletes whose compensation receives NBA subsidization making financial demands through coordinated messaging. This demonstration aimed to pressure ownership and league management through public solidarity. Questions arise regarding the specific nature of these claimed debts.
Three-point contest. This year was a disaster. This year was a catastrophe. They inputted the 4-point shot again. And all these ladies were doing were jacking up fours, jacking up fours. No defense. Nafisa Collier finished with like 36 points. This game was so boring, I had no idea she scored 36 points. I'm like, oh wow, she's got 32 right now. Oh snap, I had no idea. Skylar Diggins just got a triple-double. Oh wow, I had absolutely no idea.
The All-Star Showcase represented a crucial opportunity during collective bargaining negotiations to highlight league talent and competitive capabilities. Instead of demonstrating athletic excellence, the event conveyed different messages about player priorities and league culture. Comparing this year's presentation to previous editions reveals stark contrasts. Last season's format featured Team USA competing against all-star selections in genuinely competitive basketball. Full-court pressure created engaging gameplay, with collaborative moments between stars like Caitlin Clark connecting with Angel Reese and Ajah Wilson. The contest delivered legitimate entertainment through skilled competition.
Absolutely no idea. I'm too busy falling asleep and engaging with the chat. By the way, the best chat that there is. Shout out to everybody who came out in the venue. But what did they really think the reaction was going to be? They have "Pay Us What You Owe Us" shirts. And then in the background, if you guys see right here, that's Brittany Sykes holding up a sign that says, "Pay the players." Pay them what? These players are already getting paid $6.
This year's version transformed into extended three-point shooting exhibitions. The reintroduction of 4-point zones encouraged constant long-range attempts with minimal defensive effort. Nafisa Collier accumulated 36 points, while Skylar Diggins-Smith recorded a triple-double. Yet these achievements felt inconsequential amid the lackadaisical atmosphere. The game's tedious pace made individual accomplishments forgettable despite impressive statistical outputs. Brittany Sykes displayed additional signage reading "Pay the Players" during broadcast coverage, reinforcing the financial messaging. These athletes currently receive six-figure compensation for 4-month seasons involving limited daily commitments.
Pay them what? These players are already getting paid 6 figures plus to only work 4 months out of the year. They're getting paid 6 figures plus to show up at practice for an hour and a half, 2 hours a day, go home and sit on the couch. They don't put in extra work. They don't go above and beyond to hone their skills, improve their game. This is a club. This is a get-together. This is a player meet and greet. This is a hangout, and the WNBA is just where they choose to hang out. And the NBA and the owners within the league, they're fun.
Practice sessions typically last 90 minutes to 2 hours, with players maintaining relatively relaxed schedules compared to other professional obligations. The culture appears more social than intensely competitive, resembling recreational gatherings rather than elite athletic preparation. Extended skill development and individual improvement efforts seem uncommon, with the league functioning as a subsidized social venue funded by NBA resources and ownership investment. Social media responses criticized the financial demands extensively. Commentary suggested the WNBA serves primarily as tax advantages for NBA operations and organizations seeking diversity initiatives and women's sports credibility. Revenue generation and viewership ratings receive secondary consideration behind social positioning.
They're funding this hangout. It's going to be very interesting how these CBA negotiations continue to play out. Look at this. Pay us what you owe us, pay us what you owe us, pay us what you owe us, and they're getting absolutely cooked online. They're getting absolutely cooked. Hot take. The WNBA is just a tax write-off for the NBA and business that want to say they support DEI and women's activism/sports. Damn, profits and
Viewership expectations faced immediate adjustment following the disappointing product quality. Initial projections approached 2.5 million viewers, but casual audience retention seemed unlikely given the poor entertainment value. The Team Clark versus Team Kier format promised Caitlin Clark's participation, yet her absence likely caused significant audience defection to alternative programming. Achieving 2 million viewers would represent fortunate outcomes considering the broadcast quality. Critics question why financial protests wouldn't justify complete boycotts rather than selective demonstrations.
Activism/sports. Damn, profits and ratings be damned. Oh, goodness. Oh, speaking of ratings, I walked into this game with high hopes. 2.5 M, maybe, right? 2.5. I'll be surprised if any casual fan turned this on and left this game on. I need to be honest. I will be surprised if a casual fan said, oh, the All-Star game's on. Let me watch. Now let me watch something else. Oh, that's right. It's Team Clark versus Team Collier. I'm sure Caitlin's playing. Let me watch.
Suggestions emerged for independent league creation or work stoppages to demonstrate serious commitment to compensation demands. Predicted lockout scenarios involve initial player resistance, followed by eventual compromise as financial pressures mount. Personal expenses and lifestyle maintenance requirements typically force negotiation participation once paychecks cease. Current player positioning shows unwillingness to exchange concessions for gains, maintaining inflexible stances during discussions. League subsidization creates ironic protest dynamics, with athletes potentially eliminating their own employment through excessive demands.
Caitlin's playing. Let me watch. Oh, she's out. She's not playing. And off to something else. Oh, the rate. Man, if at this point, if they get 2 million, they'd be lucky. Holy smokes. Why isn't this enough to cause you to boycott? That's a great question, Craig. If you guys want so much money, go start your own thing. Go do your own league. Go on strike. I'm not playing another game. We're not playing another game.
The situation resembles the Caitlin Clark Basketball Association, given her unique revenue-generating capabilities compared to other players. Ownership perspectives likely view one specific athlete as genuinely valuable investment opportunities. Clark's arena presence creates immediate financial returns, while other players lack comparable market appeal. Technical accounting suggests fans and owners deserve compensation based on revenue contributions versus subsidy requirements. Ownership negotiation strategies may shift toward defensive positions following public confrontations.